All right, let's talk about something real that I think we all struggle with our focus. It feels like it's constantly under attack, right? Well, today we're going to break down 10 super simple habits you can start using right away to get that concentration back and basically train your brain to win against all those distractions. You know the feeling, right? You sit down at your desk, you're all ready to go. You tell yourself, okay, this time I'm really going to focus. And then what happens? 5 minutes later, your mind is somewhere else completely. You're scrolling your phone, you're watching some random video, or you're just staring at the wall. Look, if that hits home, you need to hear this. It is not because you are lazy. It's not a character flaw. The real issue is that our brains have literally been rewired for distraction. Your attention is just constantly breaking, jumping from one thought to the next to the next. So, what's the real villain here? It's not a lack of discipline, it's overstimulation. Just think about it for a second. The constant scrolling, the endless notifications, music, podcasts, trying to do 5 things at once. Your brain never, ever gets a real break. So when you finally sit down to do just one thing, it feels kind of weird, almost uncomfortable, and it starts hunting for that next hit of stimulation. But here's the good news, and this is a total game changer. Focus isn't some fixed thing you either have or you don't. It's a skill, 100%. The best way to think about it is like a muscle. And yeah, maybe that muscle is a little out of shape right now, but you can absolutely, definitely train it to be stronger. So, how do we start that training? Well, the first part is all about setting the stage. It's about creating the right environment and the right mindset before you even try to start working. We're going to cover 4 key things here to get you prepped. Starting your day without your phone, hitting your hardest task first, figuring out your top 3 priorities, and then just getting rid of all the junk that pulls your attention away. Okay, habit number 1. Seriously, the way you start your morning sets the tone for the entire rest of the day. Instead of immediately grabbing your phone and just flooding your brain with emails and social media, try this. For the first 30 minutes you're awake, just don't touch it. Let your mind start calm and fresh. It gives your brain this clean slate and puts you in control right from the get-go. Next up, get the hard stuff done first. We all do this, right? We put off the big, difficult tasks, telling ourselves, oh, I'll get to it later. But later has a way of turning into never. Your mind is at its sharpest and your energy is highest in the morning. Use that peak power to knock out your most important work. Once that's done, you build this incredible momentum that just carries you through the rest of the day. And this leads to a really simple rule: clarity creates focus. If you sit down without a clear plan, your brain is just going to wander off. So before you even start, write down your top 3 and only 3 most important tasks for the day. This gives your brain a super clear target and cuts through all that mental clutter that leads to distraction. And the last prep step is this: you have to actively fix your workspace. You don't just get distracted, you kind of let distractions in. So make it harder on yourself. Put your phone in a different room. Turn off every notification that isn't absolutely essential. Close all those extra browser tabs. The more effort it takes to get to a distraction, the easier it is to stay focused. Okay, so the stage is set. You're ready to go. Now for part 2, the actual workout for your brain. These are the exercises that will strengthen that focus muscle. First things first, let's just get rid of this crazy expectation. You do not need to sit down and focus for 5 hours straight. For most of us, that's just a recipe for burnout and failure. The real key here is to start small. And the magic number to get you started is just 25 minutes. That's it. It's a short, simple challenge that feels totally doable, and believe me, feeling like you can do it is half the battle. You've probably heard of this. It's the famous Pomodoro technique, and it works because it's so darn simple. You just work on one and only one task for 25 minutes. No phone, no emails, no interruptions. Then you take a 5-minute break. Get up, stretch, grab some water, reset. Repeating this cycle actually trains your brain to drop into a state of focus whenever you tell it to. And while you're in that 25-minute block, you have to do this one thing: single tasking. Let's be clear, multitasking is a complete lie. You're not actually doing multiple things at once, you're just switching between them really, really fast. And every single switch breaks your focus and kills your energy. Single tasking is the real deal. It lets you go deep, and the quality of your work goes way up. Now, for a habit that's going to sound a little weird, but trust me, it is so powerful. It's called doing nothing.
For just 5 or 10 minutes, I want you to just sit quietly. No phone, no music, no work, nothing. At first, your mind is going to go a million miles an hour. That's normal. But if you just stick with it, your brain actually learns how to slow down. You're training it to be calm, which makes focusing on one thing feel so much more natural later on.
All right, so all this mental training is great, but for it to really work, the hardware, your body, needs to be fueled up properly. So part 3 is all about the physical foundation that makes focus possible. See, focus isn't just some mental trick. Your physical state is absolutely crucial. If you're dehydrated, sitting all day, or running on no sleep, your ability to concentrate is just gonna tank. It's a non-starter. So these last 3 habits are simple, but they were completely non-negotiable. You've got to drink enough water. A hydrated brain is a happy, active brain. You've got to move your body. Even short walks get the blood flowing and boost your energy. And you have to prioritize your sleep. A tired brain simply cannot focus, no matter how hard you try to force it. Phew, okay. We just covered 10 different habits, and I know that can feel like a lot. But real change never happens by trying to do everything all at once. It happens when you take small, consistent steps one after the other. And that brings us to this incredibly powerful idea. Life doesn't change because you suddenly get this huge burst of motivation. That fades. Real change happens when you start to take back control, starting with the really small things you can do right now. So, here's the challenge. Don't try to implement all 10 of these habits tomorrow. That is a recipe for disaster. It's overwhelming, and you'll probably just give up. Instead, just pick one. That's it. One single habit that you can actually commit to. And that's really what this all comes down to. Building that focus muscle is a day-by-day, step-by-step process that starts with one small decision. So I'll leave you with this question. What's it going to be for you? Which one of these habits are you going to choose to be your first step?